Same as Colin, and it's kind of closing the loop in life. You know, you're coaching first, and then you're racing together or racing against each other. So that's what we're doing. Mac cannot be here today, but they should talk more than I do.
You guys, anything you want to say?
That's it. No, I'm good.
Okay. They're shy. Thank you.
It may have been in a different order, except we had to
Are you fine with all that?
Yeah.
Yours would. Don't make any difference now.
Okay, first place.
And this is first place in the N20.
Royal Yellow.
The guys on the yellow boat. Jason Anakar, Steve Lohmeyer. Buddy. Ow! It's time to give a speech. This will go
On and on. Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I'm glad we got another one off, and I hope everybody comes again next year. We got to keep this going. For these guys and for the rest of us, I mean, this is the only thing we've got really long distance that's right here in Florida. So,
I just forgot
Get
to
your
say.
orders in early.
I
yeah,
just forgot to say that without their support, we will not be.
without without Warren putting
I'll
this
take
on.
your registration for next year over here.
There we go.
See the line for me?
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Chuck.
Okay, we're going to open class.
Open class.
Third place.
Third place.
Green rule.
It's over here.
Okay.
By the way, in this class here, there were some things that Trey Brown with Zyke sent down. So there's some other things that go along with these positions right here. And I want to thank Trey for the gifts and for the prizes, for the hats, his support, and with Zyke.
I like my hat.
And he likes his hat. Trey, if you're looking, buddy, right here. So.
Show up next year.
Along with.
I have that. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay. All right.
Well, Trey's doing it.
Third place
Third place is right here, and the green room graphic.
is Green Room Graphics. Look, we matched that up. We had those flown in just for you. And from Zyke, these are some storm packs for one for each of you guys here too.
Thank you very much.
And by all means,
Thank you. Well, obviously, I want to thank Tim, who has ground crewed for our Tybee teams in the past, every single Tybee campaign that I've done. He is the most reliable ground crew person I think I've ever had. And I had 1 year where I didn't have Tim, and well, I'm glad I've got him. And then Ted, sailing with Ted, my best friend. Really, we always have a ball on the boat, and we just had a great time this year. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks, Warren. Had a terrific event. Thank you.
Got it? Good? Got it.
Second place is Dick McDonald. Dick McDonald.
Do you know Mojo?
Mojo.
Second place, Turtle Mojo. Guys,
Thanks, sir.
you bet. Absolutely. And here's your train just arrived.
Yeah.
By the way, on behalf of Zyke, you guys, he's getting a, let's see, backpack for you here, buddy. And backpack for you, buddy.
That's sweet. Matches your eyes.
You guys saved me.
Oh, yeah.
And first place.
Well, a lot of you guys have sailed with me and know that normally I'm in the back of the pack because I don't have a lot of experience doing this kind of stuff. But Mr. Ingram here has brought me to the front of the pack. And this has been a really educational sail for me. And I want to thank Dave. This was a reaching race, and the reaching is all about the crew. And Dave was there the whole way. The guy did not take his eyes off the ball for a second. In fact, he had to wake me up a bunch of times, you know. But no, I really, really appreciate all the efforts in this race. And my ground crew, girls, where'd my wife? There she is. Kathy and Linda, excellent job. We were just talking about how pampered we were the whole week, and that made it really nice, really, really nice. So I want to just thank everybody for all their efforts in this, and I hope it goes off next year as well, and I hope it grows and becomes something better, because I really enjoy this kind of stuff. This is cool stuff. I never got involved in any of the tie bees because I was busy doing other stuff, so this is my first adventure in the distance racing, and this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. So thank you all.
First place, a two-peat for Key Saley. Come back up, you know.
To the granddads
Really?
and grandpas.
Yeah. And your train just arrived.
I hear that.
By the way, on behalf of Zyke, I have
Thank
a
you.
duffel bag for you and a duffel bag for you. And
Well, I just want to say thanks to Chuck and Warren for making this go off, and Judy, and Craig, and Judy, and for keeping it going. And it's good to see some new blood in this race this year, especially the youngsters. And we just hope it keeps on going. And maybe we can bring another team or two from Pensacola. Tom, you want to say anything? All right.
All right, you're gonna be coming back. So.
We figured.
We got a lapse time and best corrected time. We said we're not going to give anything to the foiling boats, so they don't get it. But we do have a foiling boat, so just do 1 and 2 foiling, okay?
that's what you're gonna do with this, or you got
Over here, we got a foiling.
Oh, but just bring those to me.
Here you go, right here.
Second place foiling.
Is that 1 or 2 there? Okay. On this next class, some months back, I got a phone call. No, I didn't. I got an email, and it was about this boat coming in. They wanted to come into it, and we thought maybe it was just a rumor, and then it went away. And then no, they are going to come, and this kind of boat, can it come to leave from the beach, go on the beach, and what? And after I went to a site and watched one of them sail, I didn't care how it got there or got off of it. I wanted to see one sail. I wanted to see this thing. I've watched other boats or what, but the fact to have one kind of live and up close and let them come into it, I said, let's just find a way to work with it. And so, along the way, we got creative of, okay, to start them, get them on the water, let them go by and wave at them, and they're started, and when they come back, you wave at them and you collect their time, and that was as close as we could get, but it was worth it to have it happen, because when I heard that JC was on one of them, and a guy by the name of John Tomko was on the other, and John I remember from years ago, when I first met him when he did a World 1000 and saw him over in the Great Texas and what, and heard a lot about him, and it was great to have these guys come along. It was good to see that happen. I hope we see more of it happen, but got to figure out, and always looking for a way that how we can make it happen, we can start them and finish them. I don't know if it'll ever be a perfect world, but we had a great time watching them. It was great to have them here. So in second place in the foiling class would be to what did you call Pico de Mayo, or what did you call that team over there? The Frito Banditos. Joe Taco, or come on up, guys, and what have you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. No, don't run off. Don't run off.
I just want to thank the organizers. You guys really were a hospital to us and made us feel comfortable here. So it was awesome. And I want to say also, I forgot how beautiful this coast is. You guys are really lucky to have that playground to sail on, because it is something awesome to do. I want to thank my team, Don and Nelda, for driving all their stuff out here. Both of these guys sailed and did a lot of work to make this all happen in a short time frame. What else? I want to congratulate the winners, whoever they are. I think they're sitting at that table. You guys did an awesome job. And lastly, I would like to say that John Casey and Colin did an incredible job on that boat. They sailed the weeds off that boat, literally. No kidding aside, until you've sailed one of these boats, the amount of nerve, balls, and physicalness to keep it going is incredible. It's a whole new level, and to see what they did is pretty inspiring to us to learn more and try to get there. So thanks to everybody. Really appreciate it. And most importantly, Lupe Tortilla made this all possible with the boats and getting us here. Thank you so much. This was an awesome experience. Oh, and the Great Texas 300 in a month's time. And if you guys want to come do it, we promise to treat you like we got treated here, and make it a great time. It's a little bit different race, but it's all the same in the end. You got to see what we deal with those weeds. We have those same weeds on our coast, so. But we have more breeze, and the breeze is a little more aft, so it's really quick. You just blow through them.
Good.
Good? All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
First place.
Okay. The Pocket Rockets, first place in the foiling. J.C. Collins. I've been waiting all week to say that.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing that boat. That's not a good thing. You're going to get that gold flag up here.
Yeah. Where do you start?
Well, I got to start right off the bat with saying thank you to everybody. This doesn't work. I've already been listening to everyone else. These boats, they're awesome boats, but they're not that easy to get on off the beach, as everyone saw. And thank you for you guys for all your help today and everything. My parents, JC, your mother, everyone. Without the ground crew and without 10 people getting these things off the beach, it doesn't work. So they're fantastic and they're awesome to sail once they're out, but it really takes a lot of, not just your normal ground crew, not just one pusher, but, and Kenny, I haven't seen Kenny yet, but everyone needs to give a round of applause to Kenny because he was here. Kenny was huge for us, and the same with everyone. You guys, thank you very much for helping us on and off safely. Today, after yesterday, we already last night was Googling boat ramps, so we came through, did the finish line, went up to Port Canaveral, found a beautiful ramp. There's public access, there's hoses, there's grass fields. If you guys ever get tired of the sand, you can look it up next time. So, but thank you guys for everyone that made this happen for us, and especially JC for putting this all together for me. So.
First time I see a foiling boat, gotta mind it close.
We came by to, give a little flyby for you guys. Yeah. Cool. First, I want to thank Colin's parents. Without you guys, we wouldn't have been anywhere this week. Thank you so much. And little Carson, his brother, there too, helping out. Thanks a lot. You guys made it happen for us. All the time, Chuck, Judy, Warren, this thing, Craig, of course, Craig. This is a unique thing that doesn't happen without people like that, you guys, to make it, or no one would know what this Beach Cat long distance racing thing is. You have it in Texas, which is also a great race, and we've come to do that. But I really think that it's not like let's keep it going one more year. It's like this thing is ready to turn into something else, something big, with these kind of boats that we're sailing as a part of it. Maybe, of course, you want to change it a little bit, so it's more accommodating for us. But you guys did a great job of doing that this year, and my hat's off to you for helping us out, with the way we needed to do this race, or we wouldn't have been able to do it either. There's no way to push that main foil off the beach, that's for sure, And the boat's amazing. We've had it for about 6 months now.
Yep.
And it's just like, how fast do you want to go? And it's like, hold it together, hold it together, hold it together. Okay, I gotta take a breath, and this kind of stuff. And it was fun. We wanted everyone to see what this kind of boats look like and how fast they can go, and that it's possible that you can sail it in the waves, and with help from you guys and everyone to get off the beach is also possible. Although, we had a little bit of problems. It's the first time I ever got washed off the back of the boat, I think. Yeah. But no, thanks to everyone. This is an amazing event, and this stuff holds a special place in my heart that I can't miss it, And I've only missed it for a couple years, and I'm proud to be part of the brotherhood of all of us that have done it since I was a little guy, So thanks to everybody, and I'll see you next year.
Carson's the little one. Carson. Yep. Thank you.
When those go to the guys on the dogfight.
Okay.
First place on the dogfight.
You take over and do dog fight.
One of these being done here.
After him.
Okay.
Dog fight. It's raced in Hunger is first and Over Easy second.
Okay. Well, the dogfight's something that I think it's a stepping stone to get some new blood into the sport, which we desperately need, because there's a lot of these guys out here that have done numerous World 1000s and Tybee 500s and all that. But that's not really the future of the sport. We need to bring some new blood into it. And so our process of this is to have a shorter race at the end, the last leg, to give them kind of a taste of some of the distance racing without having to do the day after day after day after day grind. So what we've come up with, and we've kind of followed the Great Texas line. We've followed you guys. We kind of work together back and forth, trying to promote the sport and trying to get more people involved in this. And so what we've come up with is a dogfight, the last leg, and it's just great to see. I mean, we've got Hans Geisler here, who designed and built his own boat that he's racing. He's an ex-World 1000 guy. And then we had the new blood. We have the Over Easy with those guys. This is their first long distance race ever. They've done a lot of buoy racing and stuff like that, but this is their first taste of distance racing. So it's good to have both the old blood and the new blood kind of mixing as
Yes,
one.
the young blood.
Oh, and Hans is racing with his grandson.
Grandson, great-grandson, grandson.
So it's kind of a neat thing. Talk about future generations growing up. I mean, this is just incredible. So anyway, so it took JC and the Rocket team 25 miles to chase him down. He held out, and he finished third overall and had a battle with one of the Royal boats going into the finish. I mean, it was just a really good showing for the things. Because usually the guys in y'all's race, they get overtaken. It's very seldom that...
It was perfect the day for the Chica. Reaching. But it was scary. Jordan got a little...
As I saw on the boat when we ran aground.
He took over from you and made it right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll start with Over Easy, second place. Ryan Lund and Robert Cuban, are y'all here? Yeah. There they are, guys. Okay. And here's you guys go, second place. Come over here.
Sure.
And you want to say a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Bob Cuban. This is we don't have ground crew. We have a crew chief. This guy carried the load. Louise Balzac And Ryan's not here. I think he's sleeping. I think he got scurvy on the boat today. So it was our first real long distance thing, and you know, it was 16-foot Hobie Cat. It's like, what, 4 hours and 50 minutes, something like that.
They used to do the Wawelda 1000 with
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of respect for you, man.
5 hours and 10 minutes.
5 hours and 10 minutes.
5 hours and 10 minutes.
So
it went by pretty quick, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it was inspiring watching the rocket go by us.
Yeah.
I hurt my neck because I turned so quickly, you know, looking over my shoulder. So really an amazing boat to watch come flying by and inspiring. And we're from Delray. So we do a lot of beach sailing, you know, right off the beach, and so it was really kind of neat to get out there on a day when we didn't have a choice to stay out there.
Okay, we're really trying to get some new blood in it. So what do you say about the guys sitting on the fence and doing something like this?
We're gonna really try to push this next year and get a bunch of guys out there and maybe see if we can get a fleet of maybe 4 or 5 Hobie 16s and some of the knackered guys that like to sit on their boats in Delray to get them out here and can sail. Maybe Chip Collard, we can get him out here.
That'd be great. He was out here. He just wasn't on the boat.
He did, yeah. Actually, he came out to send us off in Carroll, which is really a testament to the sail crew in Delray. A bunch of really good guys.
Well, congratulations, guys.
Great
Looking forward
run,
to
guys.
seeing
Great
you guys
job.
next year.
Great job. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, top of the podium, Hans Geisler and Jordan Brown. And
Mike
crew.
over here. Come on, guys. You gotta come out. Without them, it wouldn't happen.
Here you guys go. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And from Zyke, we have, yes, one for you, one for you. And so how was it out there? You're such a veteran at this stuff. I mean, this should be child's play.
Wunderbar. No, it was great. It's been a long time since I sailed out in the Atlantic over here. And with a 16-foot boat, but Jordan did a great job, and Christian and Landon. So I'm excited. I'm 74 years old, and man, I'm still rocking, you know, I'm still cruising. I may be going to do the next year 300 with a GCAT 20. I got one, and we just got brand new sails and everything, and I know that goes faster than the 16. You know, but thank you, race committee. Thank you, Craig, for taking so much interest into sailing, and we got to keep it up. You know, what about, you know, I want to keep on sailing. Craig, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for coming here. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Great job. Thank you.
Oh, can I say something, Craig?
Sure. Yes. Sure. You have the podium.
One of the reasons we're here for Morning Star Fishermen, and 20 years ago, I started Morning Star Fishermen to help people to help themselves, not just to give them a fish, but teach them how to raise fish and use the wastewater from the fish to grow vegetables. And I've been doing that for 20 years. Found something in here what I was not able to fill, making money, winning races and all that. I'm doing something now worldwide where we're helping a lot of people. And I believe even the United States going to need some help because, you know, we're the greatest country, but you know, we need to watch our food intake. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. That's the reason I came over here, just to be part of something great. You know, not because I put it together, but just because of so many people supporting us and helping us. God bless you, Craig.
God bless you.
Don't lose that. I got a purpose for that.
So on the best corrected time and the two-peat, Keith Sailing. Again. And of course, I know you had to drive it all the way over here. And you're going to drive it all the way back.
Yep.
And then you're going to drive it back over here again.
I guess so. I hope so. So anyway, I forgot about a couple of people, and this doesn't work, so here. Anyway, forgot about Damon Lincoln from the Beach Cats.
It's going over the live stream.
Okay. Damon Linkus from the Beach Cats. He's really got it going on with his website. It's really a good site.
Yeah, Damon.
And I forgot to thank our ground crew. He always did leave a couple of Coors Lights in the bottom of the cooler for us when we got in. Okay, so I very much appreciate that. Yes, and a little bit of Fireball. So anyway, just wanted to say thanks, and thanks again.
I'd like to thank Kirk for sponsoring this and treating us well. So other than that, I enjoyed the sailing and I appreciate everybody coming and joining us. We had some interesting stories to tell, and that's what we did last year is we went home and made a presentation, and every day was a different story. So I think we have a few stories in this one too.
And the later the night got, the stories got more interesting. So, Fireball.
You got one special thing that I want to do, and over the years of being around catamaran sailing and being on distance races or what have you, there are some people that I've seen grow up. I've seen families that brought their children out there, and we saw them the next year, and then actually even seeing some of them sail now. But one particular young man that I remember as just a small kid running through the surf, and he always being there watching his big brother go off, and he just wants to do it so bad and what have you. Carson, come up here a minute, buddy. You know, if you need him to go fetch something, he goes and fetches it. If his brother's going out on the boat, he's running right out there behind him. If I said, hold this flag, he holds the flag, and he's always helped, and it's a pleasure to have him back. So here's what I want for you to do. I want you to, this before all of you get out of here. And so this young man carries home his own memory. He'll have this memory of all of us and what have you. I want everybody to sign this hat, that he takes it with him and he remembers, and it just burns that ember in him that one day he takes the tiller and he sails his own team. So, buddy, thank you so much for your help and to see you grow up. You make sure they sign that hat, okay? Oh, all right. I'll start them off and what have you, but that's on yours. Warren, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Okay, before we leave here tonight, but I want to thank everybody for coming. Distance racing was going out of style. Larry Ferber came up and said to my son Dennis down in the Keys, listen, we really do need to get this started again. That happened about 2 years ago in December, 2012 in December. And so we did, and we put this thing together last year. This is not an easy thing to do, and I know everybody here has been experienced in this, but it is difficult. The most important thing that we have to know is that you're coming. And if we don't know you're coming, we're up to the last minute, not knowing what the budget is going to be, what we're going to do with it. We're trying to scratch it up and get the insurance coverage. You know, insurance doesn't help you, except it keeps the cities happy, because that's what we cover there with the insurance. So what I want to do is to say we need two things, and I'm going to let Chuck work one of these things. First thing is, start now. Tell us that you're coming back next year, and then we'll put your name down and we'll depend on that. And we also going to depend on you to put some money in, okay? You don't have to do the money tonight, but if you got it and you want to do it, we're glad to take it and register that. What we have done here, so as we started, is we have a goal of getting this race to be longer, okay? And I know that we've talked to some people who would like to see it longer. And what we started out with is we said we're going to charge for the registration $1 per mile. 300-mile race, $300. But if you take 10 boats and you multiply that by 300, you don't end up with a lot of money. You end up with $3,000. We ran a budget this time of $7,000. So we're very fortunate because Chuck has some people that he worked with up in the Tybee Island, and they gave us $3,000. And we've had some others that have kicked in $500. Kirk kicked in $500 to get it going. A few other things, and we got the race done. But we got to know, and we got to know early so that we know that we can get the thing done. All right, now we're going to talk about, and Chuck is going to talk about what we want to do next year and what do you want, because what is important is what makes you happy. So here, Chuck, you got it.
Some of the things we started taking a look at, and I, like you, by the time my trip is over with, I will have traveled over 1,000 miles. I don't get paid back for that, and I don't mind donating my time and things such as that. But there's no way, if somebody thinks there's money in this, then you show me where it is and I'll come to work for you, okay? So all we want to do is usually break even, leave a little bit in the till, and I don't mind continuing to work on sponsorship and stuff, but it's a little bit hard for a guy from Tybee to work on sponsorship in Florida, and I don't mind doing it as long as we can get some results. But of course, the more teams that come in, that all helps. It's called the Florida 300. And when you really look at the coastline of Florida, you can do 300 over here, you can do 300 over here, you can do 300 over here. You know, there are multiple places that we might move the race around. Might come out of South Florida, maybe come up around the Singer Islands, Vero area, and finish up in Fernandina and what. There's, in talking with some of you, Kirk had a great idea of over in the Panhandle part of it, of a loop race. You go around a few and then you loop right back to the start, and that's a thought. And there was another one we were talking about over on the West Coast that you and I were talking on the beach the other day. So there's, you know, we thought, well, let's change it up, but we really want to establish this race because if we go to extending it any further, every time we stop, it costs money. So, you know, I like the distances that we got. Wouldn't mind seeing them stretched a little bit more because the same with you as it is with us is that hotel rooms, travel, fuel, when we want to have folks that come over and visit or what have you, how can we accommodate that we're not so far down? That's great for some, but it's bad for others. I don't have an idea wherever it is we might do that it's going to be a stretch for some or all of us at a point. So these were some of the ideas. We'd like to hear your ideas. We'd like to hear your suggestions. You know, and put it together and believe me, you have no idea. As long as I've known Warren and Craig, we have our moments with each other that we and that, well, anyways. So and it's all because we want it not for ourselves, we want it for you, and we want to be able to provide it for you. But in order to do that, we need participation. So anyone you can talk to or what, that you can bring them along and we can make it happen and keep it going, we're all for that. So thank you for your participation. Thank you for your eagerness to be with us. And we just need you, you know, if one person tells another, you know how it works with a penny a day doubled and, you know, before long. We'd really like to see this thing grow. There's no reason why we couldn't have 20 boats in this. There's no reason why we couldn't in the dogfight be picking up 10 more boats. So the guys that want to test their skill, and then eventually one day they come back with another boat, another team, and then we go from that. That younger sailors, that these fine guys over here that are on that they came up from Miami, and that. They go back and they tell some of them, we got more teams coming at us. So we want to do it for you. We don't mind doing the work, but the same as us is that as we hunt for and try to work on a budget so we can do that, we want to do it right for everybody. And with that, I'm pretty much done. So any ideas and suggestions?
From the sailors.
So you know, if you guys want to speak or come up with suggestions or what, we're all for hearing it and take it back.
Pen and I'll write it down.
Go team by team, see what they say.
Well, just stand up around the room. You just pop up and start making suggestions.
Larry, you start.
Larry.
I say we do it now.
Okay, you can sit down now.
What I think we should do, what I'd like to see us do, is the same length legs. I think we all like 75, 80, 60. I like 100 too, but it's nice to have the shorter legs. I think that makes it reasonable for everybody, especially, you know, fast guys like me. But maybe push it, you won't want to hear this, because I'd say push it to the 5th or 6th day. And just,
Up here. Oh.
yeah. It don't matter.
There's a camera there.
Okay. I'd just say let's go 5 or 6 days, still keep it in a week boundary, and then push it to maybe 400 miles. So that's my thoughts.
Okay. We really have looked at this pretty well. I can tell you right now, from Key West to Fernandina is about a 700-mile race. Okay? Key West to Hilton Head is really extending the race out. We've got different ideas of different places. You know, there's also an idea that says if we run a 400 or 500 mile race or 600 mile race, we keep the 300. In other words, those that want to go 300 miles go 300 miles. Then those who want to continue on go to the distance race. But believe me, we'd like to hear where you want the race to run. You know, if we're going up the east coast of Florida or going into Georgia, that's okay. But tell us, you know, we've got some controversy in ourselves here that you want to start it later in Florida and go further north in Florida. The idea being there that you may get more boats that don't like to drive all the way to the Keys to get there. So please come and let us know. Steve, you got some ideas. Come up and tell us about it. Jay?
Shorter legs.
Okay, that is a question mark too, and that is a discussion. We started out with the idea we're going to have 70-mile legs because when you get to 80, 90, and in the case of from Fernandina up to Tybee, that's depending on how you want to fly that thing, it's 120 miles, is that right?
122 from Jacksonville to Tybee.
Jacksonville. Fernandina is different.
110.
110 from there. So you got to tell us. We run the 300. We know what the 300 is, but tell us what you want, and also talk about the sites. If you like some of the sites, you know, we've got some new sites, and I don't know how long that hotel is going to last down at Key Biscayne, because as soon as that hotel is gone, you're not going to want to pay the bill to stop in, or your trailers over at the, what is it, that big hotel down there? Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton is there. It starts at $425 for a room, and you got to valet your trailers, okay? So we need your input. Come and tell us. You got some thoughts?
Tomko and I agree that we should start and finish near an inlet.
I think you understand that one. If you don't out on the net understand that, that's the flying boats. Coming in and out of a beach with a flying boat is a real, it takes a real art from the sailors themselves, and it also tends to break up boats, doesn't it? Yes, sir.
Luis Balzac. I think the world is changing, the world of sailing. Cats are hotter than ever. I think it will be great, and I've sailed all over the world, and the hospitality has been incredible. Inviting a hot sailor that can attract media can be very helpful to raise dollars. I will volunteer to be part and help organize a fundraising committee, because I think that if the stops are planned in a way that are in locations that are easier to raise dollars, whether that is Miami, Palm Beach, whatever those stops are, we can make a little sacrifice, but it will be easier to get sponsors to donate money. We have a famous sailor as a guest of one of the hot boats.
We got some famous sailors here today.
No, I agree, but I'm talking about people like Russell Coutts or Peter Holmberg, or people that can attract media because the media loves them, and then sponsors are easier to jump on board because it'll be in the magazines, and it'll be easier for someone like us to be able to raise dollars.
That's a good idea.
And if you combine a few, they do it, I think there's a place called, they do the Blue Chip, is the East Cowl Regatta, and they invite a hot sailor. They have a guest sailor, and it really makes the news, and it's easier to raise dollars when you do that because people get interested.
Okay. Thank you. Got it written down. And it's a good idea. I'll call up Russell tomorrow. Anybody else? Chuck, you want him back?
I think that's pretty much it.
Don't sit on your thumbs. If you can't do it any other way, send it in by email.
I've got one last idea.
Come here.
And I'm hoping, Hans doesn't do it next year because I was going to say the legs should not be longer than the oldest competitor's age. Okay. That's my input.
Oh, man.
You like that, huh?
Oh, I like it. I like all of it. And the girls are good.
Hey, I want to say something. I want to tell you some things. I had some conversations with people on here. When this group of sailors gets together, it is not a group of competitors getting together without a lot of heart and love for each other. And that shows through every single time I've ever been on a race. I've been in the Tybees and been in the thing. But watch and see what happens when somebody has a problem. It happens all the time. That means everybody piles in and helps the guy. It is also very interesting from my perspective to see what happens when a new guy comes into the race at the beginning. By the end of the second or third leg, he's no longer a new guy. He is adopted into the crowd, and it becomes a love match. I'm telling you. It is a very heartwarming thing to see this group of sailors and the way they take care of each other.
We end it like this. If you just did the dog fight and you finished it, stand up. Look at that, right there. Okay. Thank you, guys. If you've done the Florida 300 and you finished it, stand up. Come on. All right. Hey, guys, these are the guys you need to be talking to. Okay? All right. If you've done the Tybee and you finished the Tybee, stand up. These are the guys you need to be talking to. If you've won the Tybee, remain standing. The rest of you sit down. This is the guy you need to be talking to. Now, if you've done a World 1000 and you finished it, stand up. These are the guys you need to be talking to. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, I'm getting to it.
How about a 24/7?
I'm coming to you. It's not your turn yet. Now, if you've won the World 1000, stand up. Or if you were part of a team that won it, stand up. Me too. That's the guy you need to be talking to. Now here's the kicker. If you did it on a Hobie 16, stand up. You know what I'm about to say? It was the guys you're supposed to be talking to. Wait a minute. If you did it on a Hobie 16 24/7, stand up. Oh, thank you. I forgot all about the hogs, but a spur off of the World 1000 was the hog's breath. Is anybody in here done the hog's breath? Stand up.
A lot of
That's who you need to be talking to. That's right. Because you see the reaction that we're trying to get. You see the talent in this room. I heard what you're saying. That's a great idea. But I promise you, what we want to provide you is this. We want to give you a way to write your own story. Everybody wants to write their own story. You got something to go back and you got to talk about. I did this. You're going to be saying, I did that. And then you come on and you do this, and then one day you go, we want you to write your own. All we want to do is give you the pencil and the paper and let you write your own story. Think about it, take it out there, bring some more guys back. My heroes have always been cowboys, and you are my heroes, I promise you. Thank you. God bless all of you.
Craig has got a special thing. And by the way, this is the other part of this organization, the Three-Headed Monster. And we invited Craig along because he knew how to write websites, okay? But have you seen the stuff that went out on the net this trip? Live streaming, and it's streaming right now, going out onto the net and through the website there. All of the tracking information, the way that we have tracked the race, Craig did that himself, okay? So this is one of the three-headed monsters that we cannot do without.
Okay, what I'm doing now is we're presenting trophies for the Endurance Series. I started I started sailing when I was 8 years old, and then I started racing sailboats back in 2000, 2001. And I come from a background of auto racing, so I started doing these endurance races. I don't really care too much for buoy races. So I started doing these endurance races, and I'm doing the steeplechase, I'm doing the Hog's Breath 100, all these big races around the island and all that. And then I'm thinking after each race, okay, what's the next race? And then what's the entire goal? The problem was there was never an entire goal except for to win the next race. So I started talking with someone else, and we started talking, and then I started what's called the Endurance Series. And that was about 12 years ago. So all I did was basically gathered about 4 to 6 races every year, and I added up the points to those races and came up, and I'm sorry, I forgot. I've been doing too many other things. I actually forgot to bring the perpetual trophy, and there's a lot of the guys in here that are on it. And so I started the Endurance Series, and for 12 years I've been keeping track of it, been presenting trophies and stuff with it. And when this whole Florida 300 came up, I said, it all needs to be incorporated into what I've already been doing and taking it a step further. So what I did was with the Florida 300, each leg counts as its own race. And then we also include in the steeplechase, which is 2 races, 2 days. So each day counts for separate points. We have the Hiram's Haul, which now we're running that as well, which is 2 more races added to that. And then we also have Gilligan's Run, which is just a fun race. So, it's a great group of people, and it's a lot of fun. So you add up all those points, and then you subtract your 2 lowest point races, and then that encompasses the series. And it was a lot of trying to figure out how to include some guys that can't do the entire 300. And so by eliminating 2 of the races, but they could still do the last day. And then they're only really missing 1 race. So they're still included. They have a good shot at it. So anyway, that's the Endurance Series. And this year, everyone, all the, the finalists in that are all in this room. 3rd place last year, the 2014 Endurance Series is Turtle Mojo with Dick McDonald. There you go, Dick.
All right.
Linda.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. You want to say anything?
Well, just, thanks, Craig, for doing all this. I know you do a lot of work on your own on this whole series, and and all the website stuff and all like that. It's really appreciated. I know you're kind of off in the dark corner when you're doing this, but everybody really does appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very much, Craig. Yeah.
And congratulations. It's about you. But anyway, what's kind of interesting this year is you're getting kind of a collage of teams. Second in the Endurance Series is Solar Wind, which is Dave Ingram's team, and he's racing with Turtle Mojo this year. So kind of an interesting twist of events. Congratulations.
That's not the right color.
You got to go a little faster for that one. Dave, you want to say anything else?
Thanks. Thanks, Craig. I really appreciate you putting this together. It's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate your efforts, man. Thank you.
About you. Congratulations. All right. Now, we've got all the top sailors here, and finishing first in the Endurance Series for 2014 was Marspeed, which is Brett Moss is the team manager, and John Casey raced with them last year as well. So accepting for Marspeed, John Casey, congratulations.
Thanks, Craig, and thanks for putting this together. And yeah, Brett couldn't be here, but I was only a small part of the team. Brett sailed with a lot of other guys like Colin that I sail with and a lot of other people, and it's something throughout the year that you put together to get something like this. And you mentioned a couple races that were part of the series, like Hiram's Hall. And Hiram's Hall I raced since I was a little kid, Well, not a little kid maybe, but pretty young. One of the first races that I ever did. And that's a really cool race on the inside on the Banana River from Merritt Island to Sebastian. Really great place, Captain Hiram's Resort. If you haven't done that race, I suggest you do it because it's an amazing race. And the steeplechase is probably my second favorite race of the year to do, except for this one in Florida. And that's something that's really special. Did a little something different this year, but sailing on the outside, just inside the reef, kind of the same run we did. And then on the inside, it's a steeplechase because there are a lot of obstacles on the inside to go around. And that is just an amazing race. And Gilligan's Run also in Daytona is really cool. But I didn't do all those races with Brett. But Brett definitely deserved this. And I raced this race last year with Brett. And he's one of my best friends. And there was someone with a broken boat last year that he helped. Yeah, you guys. And so Brett, you're the brotherhood, man. And he couldn't be here this time because he had his business is really going, but he wanted to be here. So thanks for this.
Another thing about Brett Moss, he helped them fix their boat last year, and he also helped Cat in the Hat this year. Where are you guys? Cat in the Hat this year. He gave them some technical support on how to fix the daggerboard trunk. So, even though he only showed up for one of the legs, he still had a big input in it. So it's great to see that. But anyway.
And he helps me the same way he helps you guys. I've got a lot of different programs, and he spends a lot of his own time helping me out to keep our stuff going. So special thanks to him from me, too.
Great. Okay, so all you guys here are now entered into the 2015 Endurance Series. If you guys want to continue on, the next race is Gilligan's Run. I don't have the date off the top of my head, but we'll be sending emails to you guys to give you advance notice. And first weekend of August? That's it. First week.
Will be late October or early November.
And then the steeplechase will be the middle weekend in December. So
Okay. All right. I have a question. Larry, did you get food?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Larry has this thing. He says he's been along for this thing and seen the ribs before, but they're always cold. Were they still cold today?
They were quite warm.
Okay. Now, whatever you don't touch over there goes in the garbage. So please go back, clean up everything over there to eat, okay? I like Chuck says, God bless you all because he is our Lord and Master. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
More of him and less of us.
Yes.
More of him, less of us.
That's right.
I know me.
Yes.
Yeah.
More of him.
And that wraps up the 2015 Florida 300 for 2015.
Move it down to get the kids. They want to be on.
Oh, they want to be on? You want to go? Look back. Look back. Sorry, but my crew wanted to be on TV. Come here, Sarah. Come back here. Come back. You want to be on? You gotta stand. There you go. Wait. And that concludes broadcasting for today. Thanks very much.
We're done. We're done.
Let's see if I had enough to get all that.